There's exactly one universal rule at an American wedding, and if you break it, everyone in the room will know within about 4 seconds. It's not the gift, it's not the toast, it's what you're wearing. And today we're covering the entire survival guide so you don't find out the hard way. Picture this. You've been invited to your first real American wedding, somewhere rural, somewhere unfamiliar, and when you ask family for advice, all you get back is just be cool, have fun, it's just a wedding. Which is not actually helpful when you have genuinely no idea what just a wedding even looks like in a country you've barely visited. So let's actually answer the question properly, starting with the one rule that came up more than anything else by a wide margin. Rule number 1, and it's not close. Do not wear white. This is the closest thing to a universal law across the entire country, regardless of region, religion, or how formal the wedding is. White is reserved for the bride, full stop. And that includes colors close enough to white that they'd photograph as white under flash. Ivory, cream champagne, pale beige. If there's any doubt, skip it entirely. For men specifically, this rule loosens quite a bit. A white dress shirt under a suit is completely normal, but a full white suit or jacket is still pushing your luck. Beyond white, the actual color rules are much looser than people expect. Some guests worry about wearing black or red, assuming there's some deeper superstition, but the overwhelming consensus is that, unless the couple specifically says otherwise, black and red are both completely fine. The only genuinely hard rule is white. Everything else is just personal style. Rule 2 is about the champagne glass sitting at your seat when you sit down. And this one has embarrassed more Americans than you'd expect. So don't feel too bad if you get it wrong, too. That glass isn't a welcome drink to knock back immediately. It's there for the toasts, which usually happen later in the reception. Sometimes plural, a best man, a maid of honor, occasionally a parent. Drink it too early, and you'll either be toastless when the actual toasting starts, or visibly the person who had to ask for a refill mid-speech. Multiple people openly admitted doing exactly this at real weddings. So it's a genuinely common mistake, not just a foreigner thing. Same principle applies to the cake. Don't touch it until the couple has done their ceremonial first cut. It's usually one of the more photographed moments of the reception, and diving in early is a good way to end up in the background of that photo holding a fork. Rule 3, figure out the dress code because American wedding covers an almost absurdly wide range from black tie formal to what one person genuinely called Montana formal, clean jeans, and a nice shirt. This is genuinely the biggest variable across American weddings, way more than most people expect. Some are essentially recreations of a royal wedding on a budget. Others are a backyard barbecue with a 10-minute ceremony squeezed in between the appetizers and the beer in a rural setting. Specifically, expect something closer to Sunday church clothes as a safe default, a step above what you'd wear doing yard work, a step below anything resembling a tuxedo, unless you're told otherwise directly. The single most reliable move here is just asking someone who's actually attending. A cousin, a family friend, anyone local. Specifically what they're planning to wear. If the invitation itself gives you a hint like cocktail attire or casual, lean into that. If genuinely nobody can tell you anything useful, dress pants and a collared shirt for men, or a knee-length dress in a non-white color for women, will not embarrass you at basically any American wedding in the country. Rule 4, and this one solves a logistics headache before it happens. Figure out the gift situation early because carrying a wrapped, awkwardly shaped present across an international flight is nobody's idea of a good time. Most American couples set up something called a registry, a curated list usually available online of specific items they actually want for their new home. You can order directly from that list and have it shipped straight to them, completely skipping the hassle of transporting a physical gift yourself. If cash feels more appropriate, or the registry doesn't have anything practical for an international guest, a card with money inside is completely normal and genuinely appreciated. There's typically a designated card table or box at the reception specifically for this. And here's a small but genuinely thoughtful upgrade, if you want to stand out for the right reasons. Several people suggested that a gift from your own country, something they genuinely can't just buy off an American registry, tends to mean a lot more long-term than another kitchen appliance. Something they can point to for years and say, this is from the wedding. That sentimental value outweighs practicality almost every time. Rule 5 is about timing, and it's one that trips up international guests specifically more than any other single rule on this list. Be on time, not fashionably 15 minutes late on time, actually 15 minutes early. In a lot of cultures, arriving a bit late to a social event is completely normal, even expected. At an American wedding, the ceremony genuinely starts on schedule, and walking in late isn't charming. It's disruptive. You may find yourself standing awkwardly in the back, unable to find a seat, while everyone already inside watches you shuffle in. Once you're actually seated, the general rule is simple. Match the room sit when everyone sits, stand when everyone stands, stay quiet during the ceremony itself, and follow the officiant's cues. If it's a religious ceremony and there's a communion portion, don't participate unless you're specifically invited to or you share that particular faith. Just stay seated respectfully. Nobody will think twice about it. Rule 6 covers the reception itself, which is honestly where things loosen up considerably and the more rigid rules mostly relax. Depending on the couple, you might encounter an open bar, meaning drinks are free, or a cash bar, meaning you pay for your own. Either is completely normal, so don't assume. If there's a bartender and drinks aren't free, a small tip, roughly $1 per drink, is standard and appreciated. And regardless of which type of bar it is, pace yourself. Multiple stories in this conversation involve someone getting embarrassingly, memorably drunk at a wedding, and in every single one of those stories, that person is still, to this day, the answer to remember when, at every family gathering since. Phones deserve their own specific mention here too. Keep it silenced during the ceremony, and resist the urge to hold your phone up filming the entire thing, especially during the actual walk down the aisle. Professional photographers are already covering it, and a sea of phone screens in the background of expensive wedding photos is a genuinely common, genuinely avoidable complaint from couples after the fact. And whatever you do, let the couple post their own wedding photos first before you put anything online yourself. So here's the actual honest summary, distilled from what was genuinely dozens of specific, sometimes very funny personal stories. Don't wear white. Don't drink the toast glass before the toast. Don't touch the cake before the couple cuts it. Arrive 15 minutes early, not 15 minutes late. Ship a gift from the registry or bring cash in a card. Silence your phone and let the couple post first. Beyond that specific list, the advice everyone eventually landed on, again and again, really was close to what the family originally said. Just follow along, be present, and enjoy it. Because showing up at all, especially from another country, is already more than most guests manage. The reason this list feels so specific and so oddly detailed is honestly kind of sweet. Once you step back from it, it's not a set of arbitrary rules designed to trip up outsiders. It's the accumulated, slightly chaotic wisdom of an entire country's worth of people who've personally, individually, embarrassed themselves at a wedding at some point and are just trying to save you from doing the exact same thing. And if you thought this list of unwritten rules was oddly specific, you have no idea what's waiting in the video where we break down why sitting in a parked car for an hour is a completely normal American pastime. That one's linked right here, and it might be the strangest one yet. Tell me in the comments, what's the most awkward thing that ever happened to you at a wedding? I want the full story.